Hey YouTube, this is I'm Technical bringing you another weekly video. Today I will be discussing web components and the many benefits that come with implementing web components into your web development. One of the things I want to talk about is what makes web components a appealing initiative for your company or business. So web components are essentially a set of web platform APIs that allow you to create new custom reusable and encapsulated HTML tags. And these are custom HTML tags that you can reuse into your web applications. So a web component is essentially a DOM element, and it's created through this reusable code. And basically what it's meant to do is to save developers time. So when you build these websites, you can use these similar elements on all their pages. And these components allow you to create things like really dynamic interfaces without writing custom JS code or having to build your own JavaScript libraries. So for example, if you want to embed something like a card or a map in your website, you can add this tag to pull code from an existing API like a Google Maps or a card or header or search bar like this one up here, and you can actually take that and implement that into your web page or web app. So it's very easy to get up and running with a attractive web app. So it reduces this complexity. So as far as coming up with all these div tags, it really cuts down on the amount of tags that you need in code, which is great because that decreases the amount of development time you need, and which is going to in turn save your business money. Another thing it's going to do, so since web components are built on existing HTML like code, it is more compatible with browsers. So the existing approach used to be you have your DOM, which is located underneath your JavaScript library, and then you have your UI components. Web components use existing HTML, so it's right on top of the DOM. So there's no need, like I said, to use a JavaScript library like React or Angular. So it's very appealing. Because of this ease of use, it's way more practical for businesses to hit the ground running. So that's one of the things I talk about in this article I just wrote, Web Components, the Future of Web Development. So like I said, it's a set of JavaScript APIs that allow these custom HTML tags. So one of the things I want to talk about is reusability, design consistency. And I'll show you this right here. So here we have an example of BYU's website. So for example, their header, they have this web component for their search bar. Another example is on HackCMS's website. You can see that this paper button is a reusable web component tag. Another example here is this header on Xfinity. Xfinity is using these web components here, which is really cool. EA Sports, which is another major corporation, is using it for their grid layout for one of their video games. And even YouTube, for example, is using it with their grid layout of their item selection for things like their YouTube channel page. So all in all, I think web components are going to be the future for web development because it allows you to save time developing great looking web apps, and it also allows for design consistency. So for example, on this BYU website, you can reuse this header across all pages affiliated with the BYU university. So it's great because now you can create this development environment where developers can use this existing code to stick with these design consistencies where you don't have to keep reconfiguring the header to match other headers. So you could just kind of copy and paste. And it's that philosophy where you use it once, you can use it everywhere. So that's what makes web components a great, just a great initiative for developers. And I really think it's the future, especially with progressive web apps, where you can have these web apps that give you a mobile development experience. So again, I think web components are a great way for companies to consider adopting because of this ease of use, design consistency, and in terms of cost and time, I think it's a great, just great thing to start taking advantage of. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'd be happy to respond. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you guys soon.